and are now spending their time here around the court of the king. For surely you too are not involved in some suit before the king, as I am.
The Athenians don't just call it a suit. Euthyphro. Well, Euthyphro?
Euthyphro.
Euthyphro, all right.
Yeah.
The Athenians don't just call it a suit, Euthyphro, but a public indictment.
What do you mean? Someone has indicted you, I suppose, since I certainly wouldn't contend you with the opposite. You indicting someone else.
Certainly not.
So someone else has indicted you.
Absolutely.
Who is this person?
I don't know the man very well myself, Euthyphro. I think he is a young and unknown person. Anyway, I believe they call him Melitos. He is from the Pythian dim. If you know of a Melitos from Pythos, with straight hair and not much of a beard, but with a hooked nose.
I don't know him, Socrates. But what charge has he indicted you on?
On what charge? It is no minor charge. I think so. It's no small thing for a young man to be knowledgeable about so important an issue. For he says, knows how the young are corrupted and who their corruptors are. He's probably somebody wise, and having seen how I, in my ignorance, corrupt the people of his generation, he is coming to tattle on me to the city, as though it were his mother. And he alone seems to me to be starting out in politics correctly, because the correct way is to first pay attention to how our young people will be the best possible. Just as a good farmer probably cares first for his young plants, and after this to the others as well. And so Melitos too is presumably first rooting out us who corrupt the sprouting young people, as he puts it. Then, after this, it's clear that having turned his attention to the older people, he will become a source of many great goods for the city, as is likely to happen to someone who starts off in this way.
I wish it were so, Socrates, but I'm afraid that the opposite might happen, because it seems to me that by trying to wrong you, he is starting out by recklessly harming the hearth of the city. And tell me, just what does he say you're doing to corrupt the young?
Strange things, you marvelous man. At least to hear him describe them, since he says I am a maker of gods. And because I make novel gods and do not acknowledge the old ones, he indicts me for their sake, he says.
I understand, Socrates. All right, and that's
and scene. Hey, you know what? My cold reading skills are still
yeah,
intact.
fantastic.